Dear friends, in this era of noisy thoughts, overlapping voices, and blurred truths, we are often asked, what is the foundation of your beliefs? Is your criticism made with goodwill? Are you willing to accept others' doubts about you? These are questions I never shy away from. On the contrary, I believe that only by seriously answering these questions can our thoughts be worthy of being called philosophy, rather than just amplifications of personal emotions. This is why I must first establish principles for myself. These principles are not set for others, quite the opposite. They are constraints and reminders I impose on myself. They are not weapons but mirrors, not rules for others but standards I am willing to use to reflect on my own words and actions. I need these principles because I'm well aware that the deeper one's thoughts, consequently, the heavier the responsibility. Someone attempting to introduce new ideas is most susceptible to falling into the traps of arrogance, extremism, and control. Only in a transparent, self-reflective, and countable structure can wisdom be safeguarded from misuse and ideas be prevented from becoming excuses for violence. Therefore, these principles are not only commitments to myself, but also invitations extended to all readers, listeners, questioners, and even my future self. You may use these principles benchmarks to supervise me, engage in dialogue with me, and challenge me. Please believe that my goal has never been to establish an unquestionable new tradition, but rather to continually verify whether the path I'm on is consistently guided by goodness as the root, not victory as the goal, openness as the virtue, not exclusion as the honor, resonance as the way, not domination as the capability. May such a spirit become a bridge when we meet, rather than a wall when we part ways. Next, I will elaborate on the principles I have set for myself in the journey of building relational non-duality. I urge you all to supervise me at all time and place. Thank you. The first principle I establish is called the principle of inherent dignity. This is the first fundamental principle of relational non-dual philosophy. All life, born complete, without original sin, without contamination. Each existence, regardless of form, history, or state, is not a product of error, not bearing sin into the world, but an unfolding of divinity, a manifestation of relationships, an aspect of universal resonance. The journey of life is not about cleansing dirt, but about recognizing the inherent, responding to relationships, and achieving resonance. Therefore, there is no need for any intermediary to attain divinity. We are not flawed creations, but free resonators, not a continuation of sin, but an expression of love. The first principle I set for the philosophy is a firm response to certain deeply rooted concepts. Relational non-duality fundamentally denies the idea that humans are fallen. Life is the karmic consequence of original sin. In my view, whether in the form of original sin, karmic obstacles, or being born as a punishment, or the earth is a prison theory. Such thinking distorts our basic respect for the existence. What I believe is, life is not here to redemption, but for resonance. Pain is not a punishment to be endured, but feedback resulting from relational imbalance and energy blockages. Reincarnation does not mean being trapped in the wheel of punishment, but is more like the eternal circulations of energy, a dance of constant exploration, response, and evolutionary resonance among existence. Here, we are not for humiliation, not to redeem some self that should never have existed, but to respond to the world, co-create love, and discover our resonance in depth. I would like to emphasize here, I love Indian philosophy and respect Indian religions. I know that the theory of reincarnation is foundational to many traditional systems in ancient India. I want to make it clear. I do not oppose to the concept of reincarnation itself. I am open to it. However, I must honestly express that I cannot endorse the absolutization of the concept that reincarnation is suffering. I believe that if a person constantly seeks liberation in fear, shame, and self-denial, what they may ultimately find is not freedom, but attachment to new authorities. In my view, true freedom does not come from denying life, but from affirming the divinity of life itself. So, I apologize, but I cannot view life as a curse, nor can I see human birth as the price of fallenness. In this principle, my only intention is to uphold a belief. You are born divine, needing no redemption, only response. Once we truly acknowledge all life is inherently complete, whole, and divine, some ancient and deeply ingrained concepts will naturally dissolve, such as some individuals are naturally closer to the divine, or you must attach yourself to a specific mentor, spiritual leader, intermediary to reach the truth. These concepts may have had their function in certain historical stages, but today they often become shackles that limit spiritual growth and suppress self-worth. In my philosophical stance, no one is a spiritual intermediary. No one is an object you must attach to in order to attain spirituality. All we can do is to be bridge builders. We attempt to build bridges of dialogue and understanding between different cultures, ideas, and life experiences. We are not saviors, nor sole bearers of the ultimate truth, but merely sharers, companions, responders, a spirit stance that is entirely equal, non-deifying, and demystified. It is for this reason that there is no place for hero worship in my philosophy. I know that in many traditions, leaders are often elevated to the status of gods, deemed beings to be revered, attached to, and obeyed. This is a structural part of certain spiritual paths, but I must honestly say, it goes against the freedom, resonance, and decentralized spirit that I seek. If you like me or resonate with me, I deeply appreciate, but I also hope you can rest assured. This fondness will never be based on authoritarian suppression or attachment psychology, but simply on a natural response between individuals. Just like how you like a piece of music, a book, or a particular scenery. This is the connection I hope to establish. Not worship of any individual, but appreciation of resonance itself. I do not wish you to follow me. I wish for you to walk a path alongside me. I do not wish for you to believe everything I say, but invite you to build dialogue with me. I wish for you to think, feel, respond in your own way, and ultimately become a bridge builder in your own right. In this episode, we explored the first important principle together. To keep the video from getting too long, we will continue with the next principle in the following episode. No matter what background you come from or what worldview you hold, I warmly invite you to join this discussion. I welcome your different perspectives, feelings, challenges, and even criticism. Let me emphasize once again, I fully accept your questions, challenges, and accountability. Because I truly believe that the path towards truth and resonance can never be walked by just one person or few people. It must be walked together with all. Thank you for your support, your presence, and your encouragement. I'll see you in the next episode.